Hi everyone, Coach Keon here as we continue our interview series with organizations, businesses in and around Guyana. And today we are going to be speaking about a few of our heritage sites here in Guyana. Now we are continuing to bring you more updates from these organizations and those persons who are tuned in on our social media platform. You play a very critical role in helping all of this to happen when you like, love, and of course, share the video content. So, absolutely looking forward to your support continuously. Now, today we are going to be speaking to Mr. Raul Dundas, and he's going to be telling us all about these different heritage sites. So, without any further delay, please welcome Mr. Raul Dundas to our stream. Pleasant good afternoon to you, Raul. How are you doing today?
Hi, Keon. Great to see you. I'm glad to be on here. Thanks for the opportunity. Action Coach makes it happen, and it's a privilege to be able to share with your audience and our audience a bit about our heritage sites, as we call them, and the work of Nissel in this hospitality section.
Excellent, excellent. So, what you're going to do for me first, Raul, is just to tell us a little bit about Nissel and the role they're playing in the site, and then we're going to go into just giving the audience a brief description of the different sites that you're going to talk about today.
Certainly, Keon. Well, Nissel, are you there? Yeah, Nissel is a national industrial and commercial investment limited, probably known in the past as the privatization unit. But we're not just selling property, selling land and buildings. We're looking to ensure that there are good investments across the country in all the government properties. And so we've had quite a few sites, heritage sites in particular, that were not being used, but mainly like a caretaker type operation. So it was being used by government officials and high-ranking people who needed a place to stay when they went in the various areas. Last year in particular, we started to pay more attention to these facilities and to refurbish them, restore them where possible, but as best as possible, keep the initial architecture and layout of the land. That's very huge spaces, and to bring it into the hospitality sector, where we can operate as a guest house and provide a place to rest your head for not just local travelers but international guests also.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So, can you which one of the sites are or the multiple of the sites are you going to be talking to us about today?
Well, the exciting thing is there's sites throughout the country, and we're really working them bit by bit. Watooka is the marquee one. Skeldon has been doing really well, and it's more tied to the sugar belt. Watooka to the mining industry and bauxite in Linden, Region 10. We also have Berbice Inn. So the three main ones currently in operation are Watooka Guest House in Linden, the Berbice Inn in New Amsterdam, and the Skeldon Heritage Resort in Criverton.
Perfect.
So those three I'll be touching on.
Excellent, excellent. So, first of all, I do have some information on the Watooka House. So, can you take us through the Watooka House first in terms of a little bit about its history and what are some of the services it offers?
The Watooka Guest House was built way back in the 1940s as part of when Alcan came down here and was doing bauxite mining. And so it has a very rich history. And a lot of that was captured in a book recently you just showed the book here written by Steve Connelly. And so it goes way back. That book speaks a lot of the history. In the 1950s, one of the princesses, I don't remember her name, she planted some of the very popular palm trees that you see there now. So that is part of what makes up Watooka. When you see it, you see the palm trees, you see the beautiful architecture, and we have tried to keep that. So there's a blend of the old and the new, or as you might say, the old English with a tropical flavor. And so with all that we've done, we've tried to make sure that we kept the lush lawns, the beautiful wooden building, and its interior was all wood. And so when people see the walls and so on the floor, which are lacquered to be able to show the quality and the designs of the wood, it's really beautiful. And the rooms are spacious. And when you check all of our resorts, mainly because of in the colonial days, everything was very lavish. So our rooms are very large compared to, I guess, any other guest house or hotel. What we've added over the last year is a deck bar. There was a bar in the clubhouse, but there's now a bar on the deck just over the Damar River. And then we have, at the end of last year, we added a boardwalk. We believe in really pushing the idea of the riverside operation. In Linda, we speak about the fact that our river runs through the town. And so we are taking great advantage of that.
That sounds really, really fantastic, Roland. I've had the privilege of visiting the Watooka guest house, and it is indeed a very serene environment. The place is really, really manicured. I must say, well kept. So, congratulations to the team up there. Now, can you tell us a little bit about Berbice Inn?
Berbice Inn is also linked to the mining industry. Bur mine, that was used, one of the houses that we have there was used by the Bur mine head. And the other house, again, was like a government house. And so we were using just the one facility for a while. And last year we refurbished the manager's house. And that has concrete, so it's a little bit more modern. But the original guest house, which was the government house, is still wooden, still maintain its beautiful rooms. There's 3 rooms upstairs and a spacious apartment downstairs. What Berbice is known for, it's in New Amsterdam, so it's not that much country, as I would speak about Skeldon being more country. But Berbice is really quiet, although it's alongside the roadside. The only noise you hear sometimes early in the morning is the clip-clap of a horse passing, or the birds, or the fowl-cock, as usual. But Berbice it's not in the heart of New Amsterdam where it's located, so it provides a bit of a quaint environment. Not as a huge land space as Watooka and Skeldon, but nicely utilized. And we recently put in there a bar, or we call it a cocktail hut. Early this year, we opened that in February. And so we just can't wait to be able to get back and do that full scale, because with the COVID, we have to shut that operation down. So Berbice Inn, all right, there you go. So we have Watooka, we have Berbice Inn right there at the edge of New Amsterdam.
And now
And
finally,
it's always called a home away from home.
home away from home. So I can see
That's
it
it, yeah.
definitely looks also very welcoming. There are fruit trees, as persons would have seen from the images. I'm not sure if you're allowed to pick, but I'm sure that that can happen. Uh, but finally, now, can you tell us a bit about Skeldon Heritage Resort?
Well, you might notice I keep referring to each other as I speak, because it is a blend. And although we're part of one package, there's slight differences in each one. You mentioned the fruit trees. Yes, you can pick your fruits, and we're well known for the freshly made fruit juices. Mango is at every one of our locations. We have mango, we have cashew, and whatever is there, it can be utilized by the guests. We push in agro tourism also. So quickly up to Skeldon. Skeldon, as you know, is all the way up to the edge of the quarantine, and it's in the heart of the Skeldon estate. So it really gives a different ambiance from the others, because it gives you a bit of what you can even talk about as a sugar hospitality or sugar tourism, because the old estate is still there, the new estate is there, but the lush lands of Skeldon are amazing. There's a great house, which is where the manager was, and again, 3 huge rooms, beautiful step going up. There's when you get in there, it's so spacious. You can put more than double the amount of rooms in there. And at each of our 2 main locations, that is a great house there.
Yeah.
At 2 of our main locations, that is Watooka and Skeldon, we have beautiful swimming pools too. And there's a bar at the swimming pool by Skeldon. On Sundays, on weekends, but particularly on Sundays, it's very much teeming. Again, we're waiting for this ban to be lifted so we can get our guests back on there. They're asking us when people want to get up, but we can't open the bars. But at Skeldon, they have a huge football field, a volleyball field, and you must think cricket in Berbice, so there's a cricket field.
Yes.
And they have bungalows, which are individual houses that can be rented separately. So you can have a 3-bedroom house for yourself and family. Really beautiful.
Excellent, excellent. Those 3 sites sound so exciting, all bringing its own unique flavor to your
That's right.
experience when you visit. So Really, really looking forward to it. Now, in terms of COVID-19, we know that COVID-19 has really, really impacted the tourism industry, as you were alluding to, persons wanting to open the bars, etc. What would you say would be some of the strategies that Nissel will implement at these different heritage sites with regards to what we're calling post-COVID, which simply means
Mm.
that there will be a reduction in the spread of the disease. So, what are some of the strategies that you guys will be implementing, either individually or collectively across the sites, to continue to protect the guests?
Well, the key thing dealing with COVID and in the hospitality sector, I must mention this. SAG and GTA, we have been talking incessantly with all of the tour operators and guest houses and hotels in Guyana. There's a Facebook, a WhatsApp chat. So we keep in touch and have access to the same information so that when we reopen, we can quickly revitalize the industry. We believe that it will happen again. It will rebound and rebound well. What we have done at Nissel, from the start, we did a complete sanitization of our facilities. And so now we've been able to maintain that, utilizing what's available, and also following the guidelines, the key ones, washing of your hands regularly, using a gym mask, sanitizing areas that are public, and of course the social distancing. So we are going to maintain those. What I can say here publicly, we've actually started to accept guests, just guests for overnighting a night or two, primarily because we are still known as an essential service.
So, yeah.
So yes, if you need to travel for business or whatever reason, you have somewhere to stay, you can be assured that you have a safe, sanitized area to stay in at any of our 3 guest houses. And so we are maintaining that. Our staff, after the initial bit of sanitization was done, our staff were trained by the company to maintain certain regulations and certain standards of safety and sanitation, sorry. We do have the areas to wash when you come in and so on, other facilities. So it's ongoing, and we're also listening to the guests while imploring upon them to take advice and to follow the standards. Because some persons, as you might see the observed recently, are not taking this seriously. But when you come on our territory, from the time you get to the gate, you have to get the scan, the first scan with the thermometer, and then
Yeah.
the washing of the hands, use of the mask, and our staff are very careful to ensure that you follow the regulations.
Excellent, excellent. And I absolutely love the strategies that you guys are putting in place to make sure that not only the guests remain safe, but also your team remain
Correct.
absolutely safe. And you did mention a word, when you said safety and sanity. That word might not necessarily be out of context because we are in a lockdown and some people can't wait to get out. So you might be saving some persons, bringing that level of sanctity to their life. So,
So true.
really
That's why they
important.
want to get to our guest houses.
Yes, yes, definitely. Persons are looking to get out. Now, I want to put you on the spot. I want to put you on the spot, Raul, that if you can tell the listening audience what would be two of the top two reasons why they should visit. Well, you have 3 sites. So I'm probably going to be very nice, which I'm going to give you. What is the top reason that they should visit each one of the different sites?
Wow, that's a particular one because I don't want to give anyone as better than the other. But they have the uniqueness. Listen, you
Yes.
speak about sanity, mental health is so vital. And we are aware that when we reopen, persons are going to want to come into the open. At Watooka, we have the riverside, which is unparalleled. And we have the palm trees and the great space. So just to be able to come and relax in an open space where there's adequate room for social distancing while still enjoying a different atmosphere. And then you get fresh juice from our trees. You don't have to worry about anything that's being put into it. And the knowledge that our staff have been trained and continue to upgrade their skills, not just in providing a service, but in making sure that the place is sanitized and that the service to you is one that will be careful. What we do currently too when guests stay overnight, we don't serve the guests. We prepare their meals, we wrap it and we put it aside and let them know where your meals are. And we have microwaves available so the guests can collect their meals and they can use it whenever they wish and they have access to the microwave. So that's the main thing at Watooka and the other sites too. So I'm not going to, well, Let me jump a bit on Skeldon. Because of the expanse of Skeldon, you can take walks. You can take walks at Watooka also, but you can walk around Skeldon without getting out of the place and be safe knowing that you're breathing fresh air. If you want to
Yeah,
kick a ball, you can kick a ball. And there are two bar options when the bar is open eventually. There's the bar upstairs, there's a bar by the pool.
yeah,
Pool is very popular. And for Berbice Inn, let me quickly jump on Berbice Inn. We have quite a few guests who come as repeat guests, but we have one who has tried to put his name on the apartment section, which has two huge rooms. Whenever he wants to get away, he heads to Berbice Inn and says, "Is my apartment available?" It is spacious. There's one big bed in each room. You got your own fridge, your tables, eat, and so on. And you know now it has become very popular that every area has delivery services. And so we have incorporated interactions with the people who provide us service in the various communities. And so if you want to have your food delivered, it can be done also.
excellent. That was well put. I know that I put you on the spot, but I must say that you started off first of all with your diplomatic response because you didn't want to make anybody feel any less. But I think that each one of those sites have their uniqueness, as you pointed out. So Watooka House having the seaside deck, as we would call it, and enough space for you to relax and have fun. Then you have the Skeldon Heritage Resort having the open expansion of space where you can take those nice walks. Imagine you and your better half strolling hand in
Yeah,
on those lush
beautiful.
lawns. Then you have Berbice Inn that is more spacious, and you can actually have the privilege of naming your room. I think that is very interesting. So thank you very much, Raul. Those were some fantastic answers. And two last things before we go. Can you just share with us what advice would you give to persons out there who are, currently in this pandemic? What single advice would you give to them? And then finally, for the different locations, persons who are listening and they're really excited thinking about booking their next getaway, then tell us how they can make contact with each of the different sites because we have people who are viewing all the way from Hong Kong. So we're reaching
Oh,
people
beautiful. There
all
we
around
go.
the
Yeah.
world. So Austin
Hmm.
has been following our programs very, very often. So thank you, Austin, for your continuous support. So here over to you all. Single advice to everyone, and then those contact numbers. Again, we know they're running at the bottom of the screen, but some persons are
Okay.
in listen only mode. Over to you.
All right. Yeah, so they say it's the punch that you don't see that knocks you out. COVID-19 cannot be seen, but its effects are deadly. And it has affected not just persons in the physical sense, but communities, countries, the world, and we will never again be the same. So the key advice is to simply obey the regulations. Not because it hasn't hit you or affected you directly, means, oh, well, it's not happening. And there's evidence all over the world as what's been happening if you don't take it seriously. And so please, if you're told to put on your mask, if you're told to wash your hands, if you're told to just kindly step back, please ensure 3 to 6 feet apart, please simply comply. You do not know who's a carrier. You do not know where they were last. So you need to comply with the regulations. We're insisting on that with our staff, and we are going to insist on that with our guests. And we ask you please to comply. You'll still have a great time at our locations because even when the doors are reopened and if the restrictions have been lifted, we are still going to maintain precautions because you may hear the talk that it's going to be around for a long time. So we're not going to just get slack and say, yes, have a big party with 100 persons the day after the ban has been lifted. All right. So we look forward to having the guests come. Thank you for making this possible, Keon, an action coach. I mentioned SAG and GTA initially. They have been also working feverishly to help to promote Guyana all across the world. They have twinned, I think it's emerging destinations. They've been pushing some work. We have the local tour operators. Everyone's on Facebook now more than before, so it's helping. So the numbers, the key at Watooka Guest House, you can call 444-2162, 444-2162. And each one of these areas, we have a Facebook page. Berbice is 333-3344, 333-3344. And Skeldon, it's 339-3161. 339-3161. Check us out. If you have questions, ask questions. We believe at Nissel Hospitality in making things happen. If it's possible, we'll find a way.
Excellent.
Thanks for having us, Keon.
Thank you very much, Raul, for taking the time out to being here today. I trust that everyone who's listening, they're taking notes of how they can find their relaxation even after COVID-19 has come under some semblance of control. To our viewing audience, thank you once again for always being there in support, liking, loving, and sharing the video. This is how you contribute to supporting our cause. And please remember to stay safe, everyone. And of course, to Raul and the team at Nissel and all of the different sites, continue to stay safe as well.
Thank you.
Excellent.